Hello, BookTube and AuthorTube. I'm coming to you today with a writing update. I've been working on both the rewrites for Akkarzha the Sorcerer and um, also working on ideas for a superhero project. At the moment, I think I'm going to set Akkarzha the Sorcerer aside and let it breathe and try to get some distance from it so I can come back to it later with some fresh eyes. I've been thinking about where I've been with the project the past few days, and to a degree, I'm wondering if I'm not reworking it to rework it. That the version I did for NaNoWriMo, even though needing some rewrites, I think switching from first person to third person, expanding some scenes, I think ultimately probably really works. But I've just been trying to rehash and rework different ideas and complications and whatever for months. And I mean, am I actually improving the project, or am I just reworking it to rework it? So I don't know. So I'm going to take some time, and then I'll come back and read what I did for NaNoWriMo and really think where I want to go with that project. But for now, and with Camp NaNoWriMo or Stay in NaNoWriMo, yeah, whatever. Because you would think Camp NaNoWriMo would make more sense for summer than April. Because, yeah. Anyway. But whatever NaNoWriMo thing's going on in April, I think I'm going to try to have the superhero project ready by then. I mean, part of the problem with these sort of like communal writing projects is it sometimes takes some people a bit longer to come up with ideas and work them out and do the research and all of the prep work than it does others. And it's like trying to get a project ready to write in 2 weeks. Not entirely sure I can do that. Trying to, but not entirely sure. So I've been doing a lot of work on the superhero project, thinking about ideas and jotting them down, and I really enjoyed the project. I mean, I've enjoyed it immensely. Thinking of plot points and new ideas, and it's just been accreting in such a fun way that I'm really enjoying thinking about this and working on this, and I'm excited to actually start writing it. And I kind of roughly have ideas for the first 5 arcs. And I say that intentionally. I am probably going to take this at least as first as a comic book script, that I'll write the project down as a comic book script. My goal for April is to try to get the first arc written, and then see if I like it. I mean, obviously, when you're writing a comic book script, there's a whole other side to making a comic book. The art, the lettering, the formatting and stuff like that. Which, I mean, requires its own sort of skill sets and managerial skill sets, while a novel is more solitary. But to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure a superhero project or the project that I'm wanting to write really would benefit from being a novel. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think a more sequential, more serialized format would work a lot better. And novels really don't quite do that. I don't know necessarily if it's just my personal taste. I do rather like standalone novels. Um, I mean, now, of course, they can be as big as The Lord of the Rings or something. But, I mean, I tend to prefer, you know, the story is contained within that novel and really doesn't bleed over into other novels because, to a certain extent, there's a greater tendency to excess verbiage or textual bloat. Um, I think a good example would be, say, the later Song of Ice and Fire books. They, to a certain extent, suffer from being a bit too long and not really much happening. Although that could also be George R. R. Martin not knowing how to do a proper time skip. Also, Wheel of Time, where some of the middle books or late middle books tended to be a bit too long. But I think when it comes to like comic books, I mean, I don't have that problem. I do enjoy, yeah, really reading really long series. I pretty much followed a fairy tale for. I think I've read every chapter of fairy tale and immensely enjoyed it. Although then again, it's probably that it's like shorter installments that over time build up to a significantly larger work. But the individual um, chapters or issues are significantly shorter, and so perhaps they may be more manageable than reading 800 pound 800 pound novel, 600, 800, 1200 page novel every year or so. So yeah, so I'm going to start off with the superhero project as a comic book script. Now, obviously, if I really enjoy it and would like to see it actually published or whatever, that would be something to think about later. But for now, I think I'm just going to uh, finally jump into writing superheroes the way I would like to write them. See if I can actually write a comic book script and see if this process is more enjoyable than just writing prose fiction and try to figure out why that is. Which would be, I think, something that I'm really interested in is some of my artistic issues. So, yeah. So, the plan going forward is to give Akkarzha the Sorcerer a bit of a vacation, and I'll come back to it in a month or two. Maybe see if I want to try to continue it as a novel, redo it as a comic, um, and then start work on the superhero project. Try to get about 5 to 6 chapters, issues of that. See if I enjoy or how I enjoy writing comic book scripts and the process of that, and then yeah, see how everything works out. And then probably in May and beginning of the summer, I figure out how I want to do things. So anyway, that was probably a quite rambling writing update. I might film another video later today. I do want to respond to Steve Donahue's Comics Wednesday video from yesterday, but I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly what I want to say. But anyway, so if I do decide to film that video, it'll probably will be up later today. And if not, I will see you tomorrow with my weekly reads and a bit of a life update. So anyway, until then, BookTube, have a great day and stay safe.